Hi, welcome back, class of 2024. This is Mr. Yarborough, assistant principal, with my other colleague and assistant principal, Miss Lee. Hey, Miss Lee.
Hi, class of 2024. It's great to see all of you guys today. We have a fantastic slide presentation for you, and we have lots of information to share.
Yes, lots of information to share with you. Okay, we're going to get into it. Just want to remind you of our admin team. Just know that it's not just Miss Lee and I who are here to support you, although you're class of 2024. Our principal you see is Miss Thomas. 11th grade administrator is Dr. Brown. Then you have Miss Nahara, who's a 10th grade administrator, then Mr. Newman Sunshine for our 12th grade seniors, and also Miss Yu, who's part of our admin team. So this whole team is here to be able to support just you and your success throughout high school. So it's just not us. We want to share the whole admin team with you, okay? With that, we just want to let you know what's important to us is being committed to you. So you see here about a statement, we're committed to creating the conditions for all students to experience excellence. Our goal, this is one of our things for the year, is to support you to make sure that you experience excellence. And that's in your whole high school experience and not just in the classroom or academically, okay? Another one of our things that we keep in mind, or one of our sayings that we say is Cougars creating connections, right? So one of the ways we do that is by staying connected by using all the platforms that's to us. So in QO, we stay communicating via email, right, through social media. I'm on Twitter, Miss Lee's on Twitter, Miss Thomas is on Twitter, Miss Nahara's on Twitter. There's a lot of information going out on social media, you know, through for QO. So please stay connected and you can get all that good information from those different platforms about things that's happening and going on at QO.
Okay, I'm going to spend some time right now going over the schedule for the second semester. As you guys can see on the schedule on the slide, the main difference for the second semester is our virtual check-ins on normally Wednesdays. When we have C days, you're going to have some time to work independently in the morning, and that's different from first semester. Your time to virtually check in with all of your classroom teachers is going to take place after your lunch and wellness break, and that'll start at 12:30. That's for period 1, and it's going to go all the way down till period 8, which starts at 3 o'clock. So you have to make sure that you look at the correct time for your class period, and you'll join the teacher to be able to ask questions. So again, your A day, B day remains the same, and for right now, your virtual check-in for your C day is the only difference. I also wanted to take some time to show you what the calendar looks like for the month of February as well as for the month of March. If you take a look here, you'll see that there are certain days where it says professional day. That's for teachers to plan. And then you see days where it says no school. So all those days that are marked in black, those are no school days. Then you see A days are all marked by the color red, and we see B days, the color gray. And our virtual check-in days are white when you look here. So if you want your parents to plan an orthodontist or a dentist or a doctor's appointment, you might want to look at the calendar to check maybe, oh, look, I have an early release day. I have a half day on March 12th. So that might be a good day for you to, you know, plan something. And you want to make sure that on the certain weeks when you have a shortened class week, like the week of the 15th, if you have no school on the 15th, remember you'll see, oh, it's a B day that starts that Tuesday. That's followed by an A day. But oh, look, Thursday is also another A day. So you got to make sure you check the calendar so you're attending the correct class. If you want to see schedules outside of February and March and you're looking for April, May, and June, those calendars are all updated on our school website, and you'll be able to access those if you go there. So students, you're also expected to attend all of your classes. And when you attend your classes, you're going to go in and you're going to actively participate. Attendance will be taken A day, B days, your Cougars Connect class as well. Attendance will be taken. On a virtual check-in day, that's going to be an optional attendance day. So your attendance will only be taken if your teacher invites you to come and you're not attending. But again, most of the students, you're using that virtual check-in day to see if you have questions about, you know, an assignment, or if you have some work that you need to make up, or potentially if you are, you know, retesting for something, you will probably work on that during a virtual check-in day. If you're absent from a class and you want to make sure you're doing the right thing, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to probably check your My MCPS classroom, and you're going to watch your video recording for, if you missed one class, watch that recording for that one class. If you missed an entire day of classes, there are 4 different classes, so you'll have to watch those 4 different recordings. It's not just after you watch the recording, you're done. There are still additional steps that you need to take. The second step is you're going to go on the student or parent guardian attendance Google form, and that could be found on the school's website. When you look at the school website, on the left-hand side, if you look, there are the school name, you have the address, you'll also see Ms. Thomas's name, and right underneath Ms. Thomas's name, you're going to see a red link, and it says live virtual lesson absence form. Again, that's live virtual lesson absence form. And if you click on it, it's a Google form where your parents can provide some additional information that says, yes, my child watched the live recorded session. And then your parent can email the attendance secretary to let them know, okay, here's an attachment of the dentist, the letter from the dentist, or they'll let your the attendance secretary know my child was sick today and they missed these following classes.
So we know that you're going to receive this presentation, and it's going to be after the board, the BOE meeting. However, we will update you at a later time about the updates from the board meeting. So please stay tuned, but we do understand that we may be giving you some information that has changed since the board meeting that has occurred just after our recordings. Okay. However, I still want to be able to share with you about SSL hours, which will remain the same. So all students, right, must have 75 SSL hours to graduate. So if you're entering MCPS after 6th grade, we'll be giving credit based on the year that you actually enter. So Michelle Horse is a great resource and someone that can help you out. If you have any questions in regards to your SSL hours, if you want to know, like, hey, a place to volunteer so you can get SSL hours, she can provide you those resources. If you want to know that if a place where you've volunteered and if it's approved as a nonprofit place for you to be able to get credit for those hours, Michelle Horse can support you as well. So please make sure you check out for the announcements on Canvas. They're coming out on a daily and weekly basis about SSL opportunities. So please pay attention to those because again, it's offering lots of opportunities for students to get their SSL hours. Later on, Ms. Lee is probably going to refer to SSL hours when she goes over credits as well for graduation requirements. So keep that in mind, okay? Next thing is credit or no credit information. Students and parents, just want you to understand that you have the opportunity to apply for, to keep a class for credit or no credit. However, the deadline to make a decision for that is at the beginning of 4th quarter. So please, if you decide that there's a class that you're interested in, that you want to do that for, just make sure you get it done in a timely manner within that time frame. In addition to that, you'll also be allowed to retroactively do that for a class for semester 1. So although semester 1 is over, you still have the opportunity to go back and do that for a class for semester 1 to have a credit or no credit option. All right. However, be advised that once you make those requests, okay, it should be after those report cards are received. So please keep those things in mind. There'll be more information that comes out about the process in order to do that, but that's where it currently stands. Finally, for dropping an elective, middle and high school students are able to take courses for credit or no credit for, or as we call them, as pass or fail. However, in order to do that, that class must not be a class for graduation. Okay, so Ms. Lee is going to refer to credits a little bit later as well. So if you feel like you want to drop a non-graduation required course because you feel like it may be a benefit to you, then please make sure you reference that with your counselors when you get to them, okay?
Okay, I know that we have 9th graders who are in an AP class right now, and I know that it's rigorous instruction, you're learning a lot, and we're so proud of you that you've challenged yourself. But I also know that you're curious about some AP updates. So there's a short video that Miss Nicholson, who is our media specialist, and Miss Victoria Lyon, who is our counselor, has shared. And we're gonna just watch this so that you can get that information that you need.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss Lyon, one of the AP coordinators. Welcome to our Spring Back to School Night. We would like to update you on some important information about this year's AP exams. Though we are still waiting on some guidance and specifics, we wanted to share the information that we have at this point. Back in the fall, we worked to register students for their AP exams. Registration for full year courses closed on November 15th. If you are unsure if your student registered for their AP exams, please have your student sign into their College Board account to confirm their registration. If your student is having trouble logging into their account, they will need to contact College Board directly, as we on the school level do not have access to student accounts. If you find that your student has not registered for their AP exam and would still like to take it, they are able to with a $40 late registration fee. If your student still wants to register, please have them reach out to either myself or Mrs. Nicholson and we can assist them. Earlier this week, College Board announced some important information regarding the AP exam schedules and testing methods, including a digital option. At this point, we are still waiting on guidance from MCPS on how exam administration will look at QO this year. MCPS is currently working to gather information and feedback in order to make appropriate decisions. As soon as we have more information and specific instructions, we will communicate this out to the QO community. One thing that we can confirm for this year's exams is that all exams will be full length, regardless of whether it's a paper or digital administration. All exams will also cover the full scope of course content for the year. To help our students in preparing for their exams, some additional resources are being made available. The AP Daily Series is currently available in AP Classroom and provides short review videos taught by expert AP teachers. Starting in April, College Board will also be releasing live review sessions on YouTube to help students prepare for their May exams. MCPS is also in the process of planning for additional review resources outside of the school day. And once we have more information about this, we will also communicate it out to the community. For payment this year, we will be using a different payment system than we have in previous years. All payments will be made through the online school store, and fees owed can be found and paid for under student debt. We are currently asking that payments be made by March 5th. We understand that AP exams can be a significant financial undertaking, and we have two options for financial assistance. Please start with the fee waiver application form, which outlines criteria that must be met in order to receive the fee reduction. If you meet any of the criteria, please fill out the form completely. If you do not meet any of the fee waiver requirements but are experiencing financial hardship, please fill out the financial hardship form and assistance will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Thank you so much, and please, if you have any questions, please reach out to either myself or Mrs. Nicholson and we would be happy to help.
Okay, so the next bit of information that I want to review is on this slide. It's for testing. And I know that many students might have questions about any of the Maryland state tests that they'll have to take in order for them to graduate. And so I want to make sure that I cover this information with you. This year, because we're in a pandemic, we're not in the school building, there will be no tests administered in the building at this time. So all of our class of 2024 students, you're not going to be testing this year. But next year, when you do return to the building, as 10th graders, you'll be expected to take your algebra state test. You'll also be taking your English 10 state test. You'll be taking your government state test, as well as your science test. And the science test is most likely going to happen for you when you're in your 11th grade. If you have a cutoff score that you don't meet, so your score is below the cutoff for your graduation requirement, you'll have another opportunity to retake that test the following school year. I know that there are seniors in this year who may be getting waivers, but that's not the situation for our class of 2024. You'll be back in the building. So I just wanted you to note that this year, you're not taking it, but when you return to the building, you will be taking your state subject exams. I'm also going to give you a quick overview of your graduation and your promotion requirements. In order for you to be promoted from the 9th grade to the 10th grade, you have to successfully pass the following classes: your English class, your math class, your science class, and your social studies class. You need a passing grade for both your first as well as your second semester. In order for you to graduate from high school, and that's in the 12th grade, so it seems like a long time, but it's going to come really quick, you're going to need to have 20 credits in order for you to graduate. So your first semester of English, you got 0.5 credit for 9A. In your second semester for English 9B, you're earning your second 0.5, so you get 1 credit for English for 9th grade. That's the same thing for your math class. For semester A, semester B earns you 1 credit. In total, you have 7 classes in a year, so that's 7 credits. And you're like, Miss Lee, if you do the math, that's 4 years of school. I might have 28 credits. The majority of our QO students have more than the 22 credits that are needed for graduation requirements. Mr. Yarbrough mentioned earlier that you have your 75 SSL hours, and that's a graduation requirement. Most of our students have hundreds of SSL hours, and they even look for opportunities where they can give back to the community, and they always try to be someone that can make a difference. And so again, if you're looking to do something, make sure you reach out to Ms. Shellhorst. And if you're racking up those hours and you put in 10 hours, 15 hours, you can check your student view to see how many hours you have collected over the years from middle school and make sure that's accurate. If there is a discrepancy and you're like, wait a second, I know that I did my 75 hours in middle school and I added 30 more hours by doing this project, make sure you reach out to Ms. Shellhorst and say, there's a mistake, please let me know what I can do. And if there are any other questions that you have, reach out to her as well as Mr. Yarbrough or myself, and we'll help you answer those questions. I also just went over the state tests that you're also going to be required to complete. And if you have any questions about testing, you can also reach out to us as well.
So in the spirit of reaching out, it's good to hear. So most of you from semester 1 will know who your counselors are. If you don't, here's a quick refresher. Your counselors don't change. They're with you. So just remember, it's according to your last name. So if I am Miss Lee, her last name is spelled L-E-E. So her counselor, you see, will be Mr. Carter. I'm Mr. Yarbrough. So with my last name, based off of this, my counselor will be Miss Eckert. So please be able to see your counselors, right? They're a great resource for you for academic support, for academic advice. Talk to them about what your plans are, your career goals, and moving forward. And they can help guide you as far as course selection and what's best for you for classes that lines up with your goals or what you want to do. They're also there to support you socially and emotionally as well. So if you have some other things on your mind, feel free, reach out to your counselors along with Ms. Lee or myself or any other member on our admin team who will be there to support you. Okay? In addition to reaching out to your counselors or us, I want you to understand that QO is a phenomenal high school, and we want all our students to be successful. But I want to let you know it's not just about academic success. We care about you, about your well-being. So if you are academically strong and you're doing really well, but you're not doing well socially or emotionally, that bothers us. So we want to make sure that we are supporting you in all aspects, right? So here, this slide shares some resources. As you see, Ms. Lee, as she clicks on this and she's opening it up, there are different resources that are there for you. So if you're struggling with anxiety, if you're struggling with stress, about school, if you're struggling about, socially and making friends, or different things, right? This is a resource that you can use in addition to reaching out to a counselor or reaching out to myself or Ms. Lee. There are different things in here that can help you in this resource about how to manage your time, about setting goals, about, what should you do, the type of environment and culture you want to be around, that kind of breeds success and encourages you and uplifts you for you to be the best you. So it's also some resources for your family as well, for things you do. So I want you to keep that in mind, because at QO, we don't just care about you academically, we care most importantly about your well-being.
Okay, so I want to give some information about technology and materials. I'd like for you to know that teachers have already been sending packets home to you. We are currently a vaccination site, so we are not distributing any materials from the school building. If your teacher said, okay, I've mailed packets home, you should have your algebra workbook. If you haven't received it, please make sure you reach out to your teacher or you reach out to Mr. Yarbrough, myself, so that we can get that materials to you and get sent to your home. If you have any issues with your technology, so let's say your Chromebook's no longer working, or your charger doesn't seem to charge your Chromebook, or your MiFi that you received isn't working, you can go to 45 West Goody and they can make an exchange for you. If transportation is an issue and you can't get to 45 West Goody, you can come to Quince Orchard and we can help you with certain things. Not with the MiFi, all the MiFi exchanges have to be done at 45 West Goody, but with the Chromebook, we do have a limited number of Chromebooks that we can exchange out at the school building. Now, if there are no visible damages, then we can make that exchange take place. So we'll open and check that the screen is still intact, the monitor looks good, the keyboard, isn't missing anything, and the charger is in good shape, and we will exchange out for another one that does work. I know this is different from first semester, so again, if you do have any questions, please reach out to Mr. Yarbrough and myself. We have many students who participate in sports outside of the school, but I know that many of you are curious about what sports is going to look like or what the athletics will look like when you return to the building. So Mr. Jeff Raberman, who is our athletic specialist, has shared a video so that there's some information that you guys can take away and share with your parents.
Hey, Coach Orchard, this is Mr. Raberman, your athletic director, going over some important second semester athletics updates. Registration for fall in-person sports on ParentView began on Friday, January 29th, and will close on Monday, February 22nd. Physicals must be current, which means that they are valid for 1 year from the date of your exam. The COVID supplemental questions must be submitted with a physical clearance form by uploading it when you register or emailing it to me. You see the MCPS High School second semester overview for the fall season, spring season, and winter sports season. One note on the winter sports season is that the competition season was canceled, but we do hope to do something for boys and girls basketball, swim and dive, and wrestling if we're able to as we get towards the end of the school year. Engagement will begin in person per the recommendations of the COVID-19 task force for MCPS athletics. The video and procedures and protocols on how we're going to run these workouts and practices can be found at this link. The video was shot here at Quince Orchard with Coach Gonzalez and some boys and girls from our lacrosse teams. More in-depth information can also be found at www.qocougars.com in the first feature article on the page. You can also email me at this address with any questions you might have. As far as the layout for the fall season, like I previously said, January 29th, opens fall registration. February 12th, we'll be sending out some preliminary framework on operations. February 13th, we're beginning the season, but not in person. That's going to be some coaches' education, sending some information out to our student athletes that have signed up, some preseason parent meetings, as well as some coaches' meetings with MCPS athletics. February 22nd, registration will close for the fall season. On February 23rd, we will release a confirmed framework for operations. And on February 27th, we hope to have our first in-person practices. If we're able to do that, we hope to have our first contest on March 19th, and the fall season will end on April 17th. Thank you for your time today, and go Cougars. Hey, Coach Orchard, this is Mr. Raberman, your athletic.
Okay, so we really want to thank all of you guys for giving us your attention and for listening and for viewing the slides. These slides will be available to you in your class of 2024 My MCPS classroom. So if you want to review it, because I know it was a lot of information, you're going to be able to do that. But you should also know that you could always reach out to Mr. Yarbrough and myself. Our email addresses are up on the screen right now, so you could take that down. If you don't get it now, you can always check our school website because our email address is also available there. Mr. Yarbrough, do you have any final or parting words?
None, except we're excited. Class of 2024, second semester is upon us. So rock out. Again, anything that we could do to support you, let myself or Miss Lee know. Email us. That's what we're here for. All right. Enjoyed it. You guys take this information in, utilize it. We'll see you soon.